You don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. Yeah, you don't want problems. You don't want smoke, dog. You don't want problems. No, I said you don't want problems. You don't want smoke, dog. You don't want. I've been so my frustration, I was waiting to shine. My father taught me don't be soft, so now I'm taking what's mine. I define myself as ambitious, young, black, and gifted. Master P, my masterpiece. That mean I don't got no limits. Bout it, I doubt it. My homies know you ain't right it. We break you down like a pound. I got it, don't pound us around me. I'm corrupted, flow cold and it's rugged, bumpy. What is up? I'm ready for war. You got to love it like black, yeah. And it feel like, yeah, all day like, yeah, all night like, yeah, whole squad like, what? And it feel
We've had spotty showers since about 7 a.m. here in D.C., and the radar indicates it's going to continue, but nothing to stop football from happening at FedEx Field. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Washington Redskins. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line.
Take over first and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Ready? Hey, we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. I'm here.
First carry for James Conner. Able to shake free for about 7 up to the 35.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Check 52.
On 2nd down, Conner looking for space. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. That backs him up 1 yard and brings up 3rd down. It's probably a pretty good sign here on the opening drive if your guys from the secondary are coming up and spilling things in the backfield.
How about the adrenaline and aggressiveness that led his eyes to the backfield to run up there and make that tackle, setting a tone early for his defense.
This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, Jaguars. Marquise Brown, his 4th touchdown on the year, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. A good hold in these wet conditions. The point after is up and good, and that makes the score 7-0. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Switch up.
They'll run it here. This is Deontay Foreman. He'll have a first down past the 40. And finally taken down at the 35-yard line. A big hitter. That one goes for 40 yards. Boy, the offensive line there, that was a thing of beauty to watch them block.
I love how you give a little appreciation for those big guys up front, and well-deserved. But how about the execution behind them? You can see the hours of practice that have gone into it. Great pocket by the running back. Quarterback puts it right in the perfect spot. Great mesh point by them. The timing on point. The run even better.
8 yards the gain on that last run. Here's 2nd and a couple. They'll run with Foreman. And only a yard this time as he's taken down right around the 26.
Haven't met a defense coordinator yet that thinks 2nd and 2 is a fun situation to try and defend. Playbook is wide open for an offense, partner.
Nice job. Hold him to 1 after that 8-yard pickup on first down. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. And he took the contact as he was throwing it, and the ball drops incomplete.
Pressure, and that's certainly going to be a key to this game going forward. And that time, they were able to get in there and influence the throw. Remember, quarterbacks got to get rid of it. They don't have the Tucker rule that they can fall back on anymore. Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they'll be looking to make this a 2-score advantage. Had the touchdown on their first drive, Charles. Hey, they can get up 2 scores here on the road. That's a heck of a start.
And not only have they thought about it, I wonder if they visualized it. I remember playing and they used to turn the lights out in our meeting room and run through a situation like this and say, just think about what it would be like to be up on the road and take the crowd out of it. Maybe they did some of that.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. On the counter, it's Connor. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. The tally there, -2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
All right, quick observation, Brandon, because early on in this game, I'm seeing linebackers playing with their noses close to the line of scrimmage.
And my guess is the wheels are turning on that other sideline. As a play caller, you're filing that away right now, aren't you?
Yeah, you're trying to find that opportunity later on when you can play action them or stick something to them between the 2nd and the 3rd level.
Back to throw here. Forced out to his left. And he completes it to Hunt. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30.
Let's go, baby.
And that one results in 35 yards. How about this first quarter for them throwing the football?
This defense has zero answers for what they've seen so far with the ball in the air. I'm not sure how they're going to change things around, but offensively, I keep attacking. I keep throwing the football until they make me change.
And he struggles to get a yard here, maybe a yard, down to the 31.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Now a pass dumped off to his running back. And down inside the 15 he goes. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Redskins 14.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. James Conner, his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead.
I know we don't talk about it enough, but the intelligence level of the guys up front blocking, the offensive linemen, maybe the smartest guys in football overall. Add in a little bit of athleticism and a whole lot of toughness, you've got a lot to deal with, don't you?
That's why the guys in the backfield get them really nice Christmas gifts, right?
If they're smart, they do.
Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script play.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 38. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. They brought the house that time on the young rookie, maybe a little rattled through the pick.
And you have to be prepared for a lot of pressure as a rookie quarterback because most defensive coordinators are going to test you that way. So when you see that, the ball's got to get out of your hands quickly, and that means your receivers have to understand they have to break off their routes quickly as well.
On 1st and 10 is Counter. And that play going absolutely nowhere as he's belted before he could get out of the backfield. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll be a 2nd and long.
Hey, lock it. 60 out long. Hey, we got 4 out.
Toss play, Connor. And he's going to be brought down by the face mask. Here come the flags. This is going to get him a first down. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that would look pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Now it's 1st and 10. A big mistake, especially when you factor in the personal foul yardage. Now it's counter. And they go the wrong way on this one. Losing yardage back at the 12. A loss of 2 there. 2nd down.
An interesting and intriguing decision there defensively because they kept extra DBs on the field despite seeing the multiple tight end look that came out for the offense.
I thought they were going to switch out of it. I didn't know if they felt they didn't have time or what the case was.
Well, in any event, the extra speed allowed for great penetration as they stuffed that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
You get a tight end like this, and you know he's used to dishing out punishment, but here, he's one that has to absorb the contact, and as a result, unable to hold on to the football.
In their mind, certainly a field goal try would be a letdown. They had the great starting field position, now facing 3rd down. He'll look to throw. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. It'll be a gain of 8, but it'll also lead to a 4th down.
Well, we hear so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game, but it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. 3rd down, they gave him the underneath stuff. You got to go and make the tackle right away.
They got the interception, but very little movement after, and that forces them to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3.
2nd and 3 at the 32-yard line.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3. 2nd and 3. It's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39. 7 yards there and a 1st down. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
Focus, defense, focus.
Back to throw. Gary. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Golladay. 10 yards there, good for a Redskin 1st down.
10 yards. That's another Washington Redskins 1st down. 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Watch the slant.
Throwing on 1st down. Gary. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Intended for Josh Reynolds. Incomplete. It's 2nd down and 10.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Three bucks.
A carry for Foreman. Takes to midfield, but no further. Just a yard there. Pretty good little 2-play sequence there. You force the incompletion, then a very short pickup.
Yeah, now maybe you bring in an extra defensive back or two because you want to try and defend on 3rd down. They like to play those nickel or sub packages, don't they?
And the Jags with 5 in the secondary now on 3rd down.
Watch the flat. Motion.
From the midfield strike, they'll look to throw. And that one drops incomplete as he got popped as he was throwing it.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. Now this is fielded in the end zone. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Jaguars will take over at their 20-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And thus far, the weather has not slowed this offense down one bit. They've looked good so far in the first half.
They certainly have. And think back to our meeting with the head coach. And we asked him because we saw the forecast for this game, didn't we? We said, hey, have you prepared for this? And he talked about the different drills that they've done in adverse conditions, the wet ball drills, things of that nature. He said, I don't think it's going to slow us down much. We tend to handle it pretty well, and he's been right.
2nd and 5. 8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down.
Certainly making his presence felt in both the pass and the run game. He's having an impact.
Yeah, his first carry of the game right there. He had hurt him with his arm. Now he's showing that he can shuffle the puppies as well. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Now a toss. This is Connor. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. A 14-yard first down pickup for the Jaguars.
At this stage of the game, the run-pass numbers are a little bit out of whack because most of the yardage has come through the air. But in a sense, that just sets things up for big runs like that because the defense might be a little bit off balance. They pick up another first down with that run.
Set. 70, Indy. Let's go. Kill. Ready.
Right back to Connor here on 1st. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
So if you've been playing defense in this one, there's a little bit of the good and some bad because they did give up the touchdown run to him earlier but shut him down otherwise.
Outside of that, you're exactly right. I would say they've contained him very well. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10.
Let's put him on the buses. Let's put that team on the bus.
2nd and 10. He's going to sling this deep downfield into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Jair Alexander.
And Brandon, the passing game for both of these teams is going to be affected as the game goes along. It's not looking like the rain's going to let up anytime soon. So that might mean a few more wobbly passes and wide receiver slips. And this one winds up getting intercepted.
On first down, Gary. And now this is intercepted. My goodness. Picked off at the 46. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. 2nd interception for him now here in this first half. And you got to think he's a rookie, Charles. How much does confidence start to become a factor?
I think that's a great question because that's what they're going to check on when he gets to the sidelines. The coach is going to check on it. His teammates are going to check on it because when you haven't done it before, it's not something that's part of you. You got to see how you're going to react. Let's see how he bounces back.
Yeah, because 2 interceptions for him in college and a half. I mean, that just didn't happen. The Jags picking up the first down there, a gain of 12.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Ready up. 36. Line 36. Ricky. Let's go.
On first down, he'll drop to throw. He'll get that one complete to Connor. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down.
That was well defended, and while it was a completion, it resulted in a loss of yardage. It's really, really hard for a running back to think to himself, I probably should have just dropped it and saved the yardage. It goes against the entire training that he's had his whole career.
I can't believe they let you play. I can't believe they even let you play.
On 2nd down now. It's Connor. And boy, this Redskin defense charged up now. They stop him behind the line again. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And it'll be a 3rd and about 13.
Here we go. Set. 60 Pittsburgh. I know he ain't got it. Hey, wahoo. Shoot.
They'll drop the throw. Under pressure, and he will go down. Sacked back at the 46. The corner blitz works to perfection for A.J. Boye. So on 4th down, kicking it away here, Michael Pilardi. And he'll go ahead and field this at the 5. That'll go as a 46-yard punt with a return of 7. And the Washington offense will be backed up to start this drive as they've got it 1st and 10. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
Want to.
I know, but let me finish.
Okay, my bad.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave them with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
It's 3rd and 7.
Here we go. Here we go. 15 on it. 15 on it. Here we go. Here we go. Short. Max 22.
Operating from the gun, Gary. That's going to be caught by Josh Reynolds. And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the 1st down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot. The Redskins send out their punter as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Fielded at the 20. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They've got the lead. Last time had to punt it, though. What's the key to this drive?
I think it's leverage. Big guys up front. You know the motivational speech on the sideline.
Got a man. It's caught at the 6-yard line. A big 3rd down play there for the Jags. 55 yards. Well, it's one thing to grab it with one hand, but when you make a catch of that distance, quite another.
Yes, sir. I mean, that one right there, we keep talking about the high-flying antics that we're seeing from receivers.
And he will get this into the end zone for a Jaguar touchdown. James Conner, his 2nd touchdown of the game, his 3rd on the year. And the Jaguars are able to widen their lead. And always a good first half when you can hit pay dirt twice.
And it never hurts to have that good feeling as the game moves on. Just think about halftime. If that's all he gets, he'll just sit there at the half and think, all right, 2 already. I can get some more. And he'll be encouraging his offensive line to create some space.
This fielded at the 2. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And this not an easy situation. You're down early, in the elements, you're on the road. How do you get the mojo back?
But one thing is to remember that as an offensive player, you have a much better idea of what you're trying to accomplish and where you're trying to go than the defender. So in this case, because you know it, you can make your cuts with a little more decisiveness, maybe a second fake, some double moves, things of that nature, to go ahead and try and put some pressure on the defense.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. 2nd and 2. Open man is Galladay, complete. 12 yards is the pickup, and it's good for a Washington first down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
First and 10 at the 45-yard line.
And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And for the 3rd time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off around the 27. And his guys are going to get the football at the 23-yard line.
Good stuff. Keep doing that.
The holding penalty and negates a good return as they'll start just past the 20. They run the counter. Connor, and he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. The Redskins now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play.
Don't be mad. Don't be mad. It's more coming. It's more where it came from.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Hey, seam 6. Seam 6. Now.
On play action, they'll throw. He's going deep for Brown. And that's caught at the 25. It's a big play for the Jaguars. 55 yards.
That's a big-time pitch and catch right there. And, partner, I remember the days when quarterbacks would try this. They were holding their breath. But nowadays, they're counting on their receiver to be just a little bit better than the defensive back when it's one-on-one and the ball's in the air like that.
The excellent play last time is followed by a much more routine gain of 3.
General West. Go.
Here's a 2nd and 7. This throw caught right around the 6. And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down.
At the 6-yard line.
And what can they do here on 2nd and goal? 3 red zone trips so far have yielded 2 touchdowns and a field goal. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. James Conner on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Rosas now to add the PAT. And the lead is now an even 30.
Is good. Next to score, Jaguars 30. Redskins nothing.
Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away. This fielded at the 2. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive. But nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Aaron Donald racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Set to kick off.
Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the second half. This is taken at his 4. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line. And taking a gander at the NFL scoreboard in Minneapolis. And it's the Cowboys that have moved down to an early advantage. I would definitely imagine we'll hear more from that game as we go along. They'll start the drive with a give to Foreman. They'll only get a couple up to about the 30.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's a first down for the Redskins on a pickup of 11.
The more football I watch, the more I want to check and see if teams are going to panic when they're down on the scoreboard. And this team has shown no signs of doing that. A lot of the time, they come out after the half. Things haven't worked so well in the first go-around. They want to throw the football like crazy. But the way to open up throwing the ball is to run it. And they've run it well here to start the second half.
12 yards is the pickup, and it's good for a Washington first down. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. First and 10. They're going to be stopped up on this first down run. He might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Brings up second and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Officially nothing on that last run. They'll try again second and 10. Looking to throw. Gary. And finding the tight end Hooper. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up what looks to be a third and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
Brandon, they didn't get everything they wanted out of that play, but the tight end did. And I don't mean it in a positive way. Great job of him holding on after absorbing that big hit.
Tighten up, tighten up, tighten up.
On third and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Boy, the numbers throwing the football just not trending in the right direction. Last week he was under 50%. He's under 50% again here.
And we haven't gotten an announcement, but it appears to me that he might be a little dinged up and is just trying to play through. You know, he's one of those tough guys that wants to answer the bell each and every play for his team. That might be throwing off his accuracy.
I guess they figure they got to start taking some chances. Here's a big one in this third quarter as he'll go for it on fourth down. And this will depend on the mark. I'm not sure he pushed the line forward. And indeed, he did not. They stop him. And defensively, they were ready for that. A full-on blitz on fourth down, and they stop him short of the marker.
Oh, and someone's got to feel really good about that, and that's the defensive coordinator. He dialed up a great run blitz defense, and they hit it just right. Stack that thing up. They're going to feel awesome. Going
under a heavy rush, and down he goes. So they come out of the locker room trailing, but plays like that, they won't be trailing much longer. Defense really starting out well this second half.
Yeah, they knew they had to jumpstart things a little bit. They really struggled in the first half trying to slow them down, but now they had a plan, made that adjustment that we always talk about, and it worked very well on that play.
He'll drop to throw. He's going deep for Brook, and that's caught inside the 30. A big third down play there for the Jags. 45 yards. What a game it's been for this duo.
They remind me of a good comedy team. They know how to play off of each other so well. No matter how one riffs, the other's right there to pick them up, and they are shredding them in this ballgame.
Now they're setting up the wide receiver screen here on the right side. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
And he's taken down after a gain of 3 as they move it from the 22 to the 19. A 3-yard pickup on second and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on third and a little more than a yard.
Ready.
53, Mike, come on, D.
They'll look to throw. And this is going to be intercepted. A.J. Boye with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Boy, Brandon, that's what I'd call an ill-advised pass right there on third down. I mean, you just need a yard or two to keep the drive going. Instead, he's trying to hit a home run. You've got to really like your chances if you're going to take a shot like that.
Check.
The drive starts with Foreman on the ground, and he'll be upended after a gain of 5, up to the 25-yard line.
Partner, I think from our experience together, we have learned that most offensive coordinators are going to tell you, if I'm going to run the football on first down, I've got to get at least 4 yards. They got 5 here. They've got to feel pretty good about that one.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. The free safety roaming all the way up to the line of scrimmage to make that stop.
How about his ability to trust his eyes and figure out it was not a pass play and go fast towards the line of scrimmage in order to make that tackle?
And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on third down.
I got you, son. I got you.
From the gun, Gary. And he'll find Galladay. That's complete. A Redskin first down. The pickup 15 yards. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence your guy's going to have in you to go to you in important times because he can trust you being in the right spot, and they connected there and picked up a first down.
A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Again, it's Foreman. And he'll take it down shy of the 45 at the 46. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
After the run by Foreman, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw. Gary. And that is incomplete. Showed off the arm strength there, but to no avail. 2nd down.
Credit the secondary and credit the defensive game plan. They've been in his hip pocket all game long. They understood coming in that he was a big-time receiver.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Throwing again. Gary. And, boy, that one drops incomplete, but if he was hit a fraction sooner, it may have been a fumble.
The frustration is definitely setting in because they've thrown it to him over and over, unable to come up with a catch thus far.
I think he knew he would have his challenges against his secondary. I don't think he saw a goose egg at this point in the game. Now play number 7 of the drive as they're looking at a 3rd and 10.
They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready.
Operating from the gun, Gary. And that is incomplete.
They went with the dive look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
The Redskins send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. Seven yards on the return after a punt of 39. And it'll be Jaguar football as they take over deep in their own territory. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team. That their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Yeah, still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Man, I got you. Yo, go!
They'll stay on the ground with Connor again. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 7. And now it's third down. Now the Redskins have an extra man in the secondary here on third. Back to throw. Now the pressure comes and he goes down. Just inside the 10, back at the 9. Getting the sack, the 227-pound linebacker Quan Alexander. Here's Michael Pilardi now as he'll punt it away for the second time. His first punt, 48 yards. This one looks equally as good. And he'll take it just outside the 40. So a change of possession here on the punt. And it'll be Redskins football now with a 1st and 10. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Six yards was the pickup on the last completion, so here's 2nd and 4.
Let's get off the field, D.
2nd and 4. He gets this one to Boyd. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. 2 yards and able to get the first down in the process.
Check.
1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
On 1st and 10, Gary. And that'll be knocked away. It's incomplete. Kenny Galladay is intended receiver, but it's going to be 2nd down. Another wayward pass. You know, things started out poorly in this game, and to be frank, they just really haven't gotten much better.
And all that does is embolden a secondary. They feel good about what's going on, and they just play better and better.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Aaron Donald. He's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. The Redskins on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This will be a tough 3rd and 18. Looking to throw. Gary. Oh, he almost intercepted it. They're just forcing it into too many tough spots. That was almost a 4th pick of the game. And now 4th down. The Redskins send out their punter. He'll boot it away from about his 35. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. And this one will wind up being down just outside of that 20-yard line. A little too amped up there, got to him before he had a chance to catch it.
Another example of players in tough spots getting the protection that they deserve. Got to make sure that he's able to catch the ball before you get to him.
A lack of discipline defensively on 4th down, and now that leads to a 1st and 10. A play-action fake. They'll look to throw. That's complete to his running back, Connor. It's a gain of 5 on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Flush to his right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Here I come again.
Okay, exit.
Mike, 36.
Ready.
Back to throw here. And he completes it to Hunt. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. That one good for 24 yards.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
A run by Connor on first down, and a good one, as he'll get about 7 here. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And he'll be brought down at the 27-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. He pitches it out. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
On 2nd down, it's Connor. And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. This will be a loss of 3, and now a much tougher 3rd down looming. The Jaguars on 3rd down. 3 for 7 so far in this game. This is 3rd and 9.
Okay, Sam off. 2.
They're going to look to throw. Buying time to his left. He can run for it, and he will. And they're going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Redskins' 14.
When they watch film of this game and hand out the grade sheets, he's going to really like getting a double plus on this play. Why? He scrambles and picks up a first down. But what else does he do? Protects himself by sliding and avoiding the big hit. Double plus, big-time play.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. This will be a 2-yard loss on the play, and it'll be 2nd and 12.
16-yard line.
Set, ready? 60 outlaw.
Check 53's Mike.
Gone.
And a give this time to the tailback. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals.
Is it okay if I break one of our rules, partner, which is to never call a game over until it's over? Because this certainly feels like it's over after that drive.
Yeah, that was spirit-crushing, wasn't it? And now you just kind of felt the air go out of the balloon.
Yeah, they were fighting so hard to stay in there, and they knew they had to stop them on that drive. But when they were unable to, I think you're exactly right. You could see them sag on their sideline, and I think this one might just be over.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line.
25-yard line.
Out there ready for this next drive, the Redskins offense. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Redskin football here as we welcome you back. They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. On 2nd down now, Foreman. And he'll get this from the 25 to the 30 for a pickup of 5.
And there's a run to be happy with. Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
Watch the run. Watch the run. Max 22. Max 22. Okay, double up. Double up. Double up. Double up.
Back to throw. Gary. And that will be incomplete. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure. The backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
At the 23-yard line.
Set 90 Wolf.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins home.
Get it.
A design run for their wideout. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that'll make it 3rd and 13.
10 Lobo. Ready?
And they will take a knee here. So this will be a win for Jacksonville. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. Time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Jaguars, it took a while, but they finally get that first win after 4 straight losses. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Oakland to take on the Raiders. Meanwhile, for the Redskins, the downward spiral continues as they drop to 0-6 now. And they'll try to rebound next week on the road in Nashville. And for Charles Davis and our entire crew here at EA Sports, I'm Brandon Gaudin saying so long, everybody.